Good morning. I love you, Rodney. I don't think I ever start these smiling, but I'm in a good mood. No, I didn't make enough to pay all of my rent and all the bills, but I did make enough. Enough-ish. Enough to not stress as much for a minute. I'll be stressed here soon. I act like I'm looking forward to that shit. I really thought I thought I was gonna make $1,000 less though, so I think myself under tripping, whatever you want to call that. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, I can work with that. So it's cool. But that's not the reason I feel happy. I just love the people I'm meeting and recovery conversations I'm having. It seems like anybody outside of work that I talk to is in recovery, guy or girl. It's just those are the only people I'm really fucking talking to, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Anyways, this is my journal. I think I always say that because I have to remind myself that this is a journal, this isn't a video, it's not going on fucking TV. So remember that. I'm quick to fucking let my ego just, like, my ego's sitting like right here always, and so is my higher power, and so is my disease, and so is the devil, and all the, they're all like in the front seat, and or maybe they're all in the car. Let me just rephrase that. They're all in the car. Ego's back here when higher power's here, and so is the devil and my disease. They're sitting right there too, and they're not allowed to leave the car, and I'm in the car, and so when something happens, one of them switches like musical chairs, and the song happens to be my experiences. So I get a bunch of deals. My higher power says, okay. And then my ego says, I'm up. And it sits right here. And it's like, you're better than everybody. They ain't shit. Fuck all them. You know, play through that Tupac song, Can't See Me. Come on. And then, like, all of a sudden we're singing and dancing together. But whenever somebody comes around, it speaks instead of me. And then all of a sudden somebody looks at me a weird way, and my disease and the devil tap on his shoulder. Hey, yo, it's my turn. And I know. And he hops in the motherfucking back. All of a sudden they're sitting up front, and they're just like, you ain't shit. You're never gonna amount to shit. Look in the mirror, motherfucker. Tell yourself it. Come on. And now we're not singing together. We are looking in the mirror, talking together. And I'm just saying what comes into my ear to myself. Or worse yet, one of them somehow sits in me and then just beats on himself, and I just fucking let it happen. And then all of a sudden, finally, I decide I'm gonna turn my life and my will over in this moment. And then my higher power taps on both their shoulders. Take a hike, motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, he sits up there and he holds me and he tells me I'm worth it. And he says, he doesn't cuss. He says, look in the mirror. You're amazing. You're worth it. You have beautiful kids. Man, why does this get me emotional? And really, I get to choose who sits in the fucking passenger seat, man. But I have to drive the whole time. So, yeah, that's kind of how it works for me regularly. You know what I mean? That's how it is regularly for me. And it's not just the car. It's at work. It's at a meeting. It's at my house. It's at my sober living house. Wow, this dude smashed past me. Didn't realize I was a cop. And my problem is, my tabs. And then he just pulls off to the curb to wait for somebody smashing out. It's like my higher power went outside the car and said, yo, he's gonna get that, don't worry. Go get somebody else. I shouldn't have even shared that. Like, y'all don't need to know my finances that detailed. Yes, my tabs are expired. And it ain't like I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. It's like sitting in the back of my head. Yeah, that the guy in the back is like, I'm not sitting up front, but remember, your fucking tabs are expired. And the other one's like, yeah, and the other one's like, yeah, how dare you? And then my higher power is like, calm down, man. Are you pulled over right now? Are you just worried about them at work making fun of you? Is it happening right now? Remember, you've got that coming, so it's going to be okay. You'll feel that much better. Another knock in the to-do list of things that you're going to do. You got everybody else's tabs done, and now you're rolling dirty. But you got everybody else's tabs done. So, there you go. Oh, now I can't even put this on a fucking Instagram or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it anyways. 2 weeks, that shit will be taken care of. Anyways, so that pretty much sums up how my brain works as a metaphor. And I like when I do those kind of things. It lets me like really reflect on the control I do have, because in that whole story, I have to remember that I have the steering wheel and I'm in the car driving. I'm in the car driving. Nobody's taking the fucking wheel. I take my hand off the wheel. This video ends in about fucking 3 minutes. And then everybody's like, oh my God, he was doing videos. So, yeah. And I like that. I can look back and say, yo, I need you. Or I can look over and say, get the fuck in the back. It's not your turn, buddy. But I can't tell any of them to get the fuck out of the car. Because those examples are all me. And they all sound like me. They all sound, in fact, they all look like me too. It's like I'm looking at twinsies. And one's, well, I don't have to explain it. You guys get it. And I think the reason I'm feeling emotional is because all this time I could have just looked over and said, get the fuck in the back. Like, come on, man, I need you. I do that. But what I want to be is at a point in my life where when I see, you know, like in a football game, when a motherfucker twitches and then they blow the whistle, right? And then all of a sudden it's like offsides or encroachment, whatever you want to call it, whatever side is doing it. When I'm about to fucking talk shit about myself, I just look back and that motherfucker stays back there like, oh, he's like, oh shit. Nope. And then I look over and say thank you. Because now this side, my higher power, God, is giving me, I'm so connected with God that God's always in the front seat. Always. God starts in the front seat and ends in the front seat. Wouldn't that be something if this was, never mind, it's not. Y'all know what that means. Anyways, I need to talk to my dad, and I needed to process. And to the person that I talked to for a little while yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. Your strength is helping me get through mine. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, that's all I got, and I love you, and you're worth it, and go kill it. Good job with the prayer, good job getting ready, good job with the breakfast, and good job being at work on time, because you're gonna get there on time, unless you decide to keep going slow. And I love you, Rodney.